Welcome back to my Satisfactory series. I hope you enjoyed the last episode where I redesigned my first factory. In this episode, I will continue to build the last part using what I've already made to run to these assemblers and get smart plating made. I need to do this to unlock the next things that I want to build. Cold power and steel production are going to be very useful to have in the very near future. All I need to do is run a few conveyor belts from the storage containers at the end of my factory to these assemblers. Easy peasy. Just have to make sure they're actually producing enough resources. There would be no point rerouting these if something broke while I wasn't looking. So a quick check is a good idea to see what I have already made. Now that I've checked to make sure everything is working, I can build a simple stacked conveyor line from these containers to my assemblers. This will look a lot cleaner than the cursed clipping everybody else does. I think my favorite part about this game is watching the conveyor belts go, especially the faster ones. There's just something about it that tickles my brain. Just seeing an endless flurry of items being fed between machines, I love it. I definitely need to get Mark III belts running to actually make use of all the screws I'm making, but I can't do that until I've unlocked steel production, which of course is locked behind the first stage of the space elevator assembly. But that's okay, because doing this will also unlock cold power, which I will absolutely need. I do also need to get some quartz, so that I can make the free runners. These will let me jump higher and further, whilst also reduce any fall damage as a bonus. They work very well in combination with parachutes or a jet. At some point I will also go out hunting for hard drives. A quick tip with these: if you find one and process it, two things happen. First, they can only pull recipes from things you've already unlocked. And second, once the two recipes are decided, they are taken out of the hard drive loot pool so long as they aren't selected and unlocked. This is a great thing to know for if you decide to go out hunting for specific alternates. Anyways, I best make these runners before I forget. And of course, I forgot to make modular frames. No worries, I'll just make what I need. At some point soon though, I'm going to have to augment my factory to be able to make these frames. With those crafting, I'll have a much easier time when running around the map. And for now, that's all I need quartz for. I've skipped ahead here to the space elevator being ready. The smart plating is ready to send off, marking the first real milestone in unlocking tiers 3 and 4. With this completed, we move away from the extremely simple automation we have going right now and move into a new era of things going sideways. Let's hear what Ada has to say about these beautifully built plates.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 1 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 1 will be completed and the distribution platform will be constructed. After completion of Phase 1, the technologies of Tiers 3 and 4 will become available in the hub. Highlights are automated power, steel production, personnel transportation, and many more. Completing Phase 2 of Project Assembly is your next main objective. New project parts will need to be produced and delivered to the space elevator as you have done previously. Continue to construct, automate, explore and exploit for a better fix-it future.
And with that beautifully said, let's catapult these parts into space and watch the first stage start being created right above us. Every time I've played this, I've always watched this part because it makes me smile. There's just something about watching the little amount of progress I make complete something bigger. It's also just so satisfying watching the space platform start to come together piece by piece. Thankfully, this means I'll start getting to build bigger, better and more advanced factories, although I should probably automate the rest of the starter materials before diving into it.
Phase 1 of Project Assembly completed. This is only the beginning of Project Assembly, the first step towards saving the day. You have performed adequately so far. Reminder: not only is Fix-It saving humanity, it is saving all of Earth, including kittens and puppies. It is statistically likely that you appreciate the continued existence of kittens and/or puppies. Continue the work for their sake. Continue the work for Fix-It. It is time to start the work on Phase 2 of Project Assembly.
You can probably see that there has been a huge jump in what's required from Phase 1 to Phase 2. As daunting as that may seem at first, by the time we come to needing to complete Phase 2, we will already have everything we need to do it. I figured I may as well skip to getting the coal power sorted, seeing as it is the focus of this video. Over in this area of the map is where I usually come to make my coal power. It has 3 normal purity coal nodes, which means I can use all 3 of them to feed 12 coal-powered fuel stations. It also has this beautifully massive lake where I can get all the water I'll ever need, as well as oil nodes on the far side over there. With just these 12 power generators, I'll be able to produce a much better 900 megawatts rather than the pathetic 150 I was producing before. And believe me, I'm gonna need it.
Interesting, most pioneers already had coal power set up by this point because they understood their responsibility to humanity. Adjusting pioneer attitude metrics. Reminder, coal-powered generators require coal.
And if that doesn't explain exactly how I've been playing, I don't know what will. I should have definitely already had coal power set up, but I've been taking my time. And in natural fashion, only found when I play this game, I forgot to make enough resources to make this build the way I wanted to. But that's okay, it's exactly what editing is for. I can make myself look better than I am in the game.
That may indeed be water. Try submerging your arm. If it does not dissolve, that will narrow down the range of possibilities. Or you could just pipe it to a coal-powered generator and see what happens.
That seems to be the way I always play the game. It's also probably why things keep breaking. I spent way too much time figuring out how to pipe this too, so I'll just speed it up so you can see how much pain it caused. I don't think I'm the only one conflicted with pipe design. It has the potential to look so good, but whenever I do it, it looks more functional. And even then, barely functional. I was trying to create something that could be modular, meaning that I could expand it as much as I want whenever I decide that I need to. This was so much of a pain that I actually learned a neat trick to make things look tidier. I used half foundations as a sort of anchor point to be able to rotate them across the right dimension. This proved to be the only way I was able to make the design modular. And even then, I decided to scrap this pipe design later to make it a lot cleaner, as you'll see towards the end. The whole idea behind it is to be able to stack rows of the generators on top of each other with the pipes running through each layer like a snake. But that will be after I unlock better miners, pipes, and belts. If you pay attention here, you can tell as soon as I finished it that I don't like how the design turned out, but that it will do for now. I plan out my builds in real time as I'm doing it. I've always found that my ideas come to me while I'm in the process of building. Everything comes together straight out of my head and on the spot. I then look at the finished product and think about final adjustments before saying it's finished, only to come back to it later and decide that I can do it better. That mindset is really conditioned into you when you play this game. But it's also one of the things I love the most about it. Now that the conveyor is being connected, there's only one thing this silly little power station needs to be self-sustaining. A kickstart from the trusty little bio burners. Once it's been started up, these burners only need to keep going until the coal from the miners reaches the generators. After that, they will power the water pumps on their own to keep producing the steam that creates the power. This creates a great feedback loop that produces way more energy than it consumes, and will keep running forever. That's why people rush to this power method as soon as possible. I had to start it 3 times for some reason though. I then connected the power to my grid at the hub, which took a full 10 minutes to get to. I then picked up some more materials and went back to the coal site, only to find out that I forgot to bring cables. And so, because I didn't want to have to go back again, I decided to exploit a copper node nearby and plunder its riches to make cables right here. I completely forgot that I needed the cables to make the generators, and like everything else, it bit me in the ass. But at this point, it truly is to be expected. And now that I have all the materials I need for the first 8 generators to start working, you guessed it, I rebuild the pipe and conveyor work that has been bugging me since I finished it. But I promise, when it is done, it does look so much better and is much more compatible with upgrading its elements. These half foundations were actually a lifesaver for positioning the pipes to where they helped me so much. But even then, they were really awkward to get into the right place. Pipes have so many different ways they can be placed that I knew starting out I'd have problems with getting them to look right. But I worked through the issues and I think I came out with something good enough to be able to build on and expand later. And the best part is that it keeps the pipes and belts out of each other's way. With the most awkward part of the piping in the right place, I just need to connect them to the water pumps and they will run forever. I'm a lot more satisfied with how this looks. I just have to put the conveyors back and boot it back up. It's already connected to my hub's power grid, so it shouldn't need a kickstart this time. But with my luck, it probably will. Now I can set up the other side of the ground floor, doubling the power output. It will be a mirror image of the first floor I've just set up, which will leave plenty of room for building other things nearby. With the Mark I miners, I'm using 2 out of 3 of the coal nodes to do this, but once I unlock the better ones, I'll be able to come back to this and add more generators. Hopefully by then, my pipe work will be a lot better. Now that I've finally finished the first version of my coal power plant, all I have left to do is make sure the water levels are correct. I like to make sure I'm pumping slightly more water than I need to keep every generator and pipe full. This also prevents sloshing. But that does mean that it's now working and my work is done here. If you liked the video, be sure to let me know. I'm enjoying making these videos and I hope you're enjoying watching them. So as usual, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.